Hello Virgo, welcome to my channel. This is Victoria at Radiant Moon Tarot, and we're doing your total lunar eclipse reading for May 26, 2021. This is a full moon in Sagittarius. It's also known as the super blood moon, all right, based on the color that the moon may change depending where you are in the world. All right, and but most importantly, this is a total lunar eclipse. All right, so if you're anywhere in the Pacific Rim, you should be able to catch a glimpse of it. All right, but if you are very affected by the full moon in regular circumstances, all right, you will be affected even more by this one, okay, because the eclipses carry a lot more energy than just a regular old full moon. Thank you. So now, this full moon, of course, emotions bubble up to the surface. Things come to light that you may not have been addressing before. Okay, it forces you to really think about things. And unfortunately for this full moon, it may actually present a bit more of a challenge for you guys, for your sign. And there may be something that comes to the surface. Thank you. There may be something that comes to the surface that forces you to make some sort of change. You may decide to relocate. You may decide to pack it in. City life's not good for you. You may decide to move out to the country, make a major change with your career path, with your job. Okay, you may decide to move home. Okay, like move from even within the same city. Okay, so there may be some issues that just cause you to make some life-changing decisions. All right, so but let's see what we've got here for you. So messages for Virgo. Thank you. So we have the long night moon. Okay, so that is darkness, and that is certainly one of some deep introspection. So let's just pull what soul's journey that we're on. Thank you very much. And we have love. Okay, so that is the major lesson to learn, that has love is the highest vibration, but boy, oh boy, is it really hard sometimes. But with this long night moon here, okay, this is a time where you may turn into a bit of an introvert. All right, this is a time to do some shadow work, to bring things to the surface. And what did I say right at the beginning? Okay, this will be a more challenging full moon period for your sign, right? And it's just really because it brings a lot of things to the surface that you may have kept buried, kept hidden, and that you haven't quite addressed. Okay, if you're having any kind of spiritual awakening at all, okay, it's like you're pushing your consciousness further and further out, all right, and you're being more aware of more things. So certain things that you thought that you had dealt with, okay, or that you had put to rest, sometimes they come flying back in because sometimes we haven't really dealt with them. We've just pushed them out to the outer edge of our consciousness, right? And as we expand our horizons here, as we grow, that's when we find them again. It's like, oh, hello, surprise. Okay, and it's like, oh God, you again. All right, so you're really doing some shadow work when we get this energy. Okay, now I'm not gonna lie, it is a solitary energy, because shadow work always is. And it's just because it's within you, and it's just something that you need to address. Okay, so there could be some fear that you are addressing. You might have a fear of moving away, a fear of changing jobs, a fear of letting a relationship go. Okay, fear of commitment. All of these things may come up to the surface. Now that doesn't mean that you're stuck with them, all right, because some things you need to address, you need to take it out, you need to play with it almost. Okay, you need to acknowledge it, learn something from it, all right, and then release it. Okay, and then move forward. So there's cord cutting meditations that are available, and to help you through, especially if you're trying to cut some energetic ties to people or situations that are just lingering and kind of festering within you. All right, and then but there's also some fears that you may have that come up. And sometimes when we get these cards, it's like, you know what? Feel the fear and do it anyway. Sometimes a little bit of fear isn't a bad thing, okay? It's like getting out of your comfort zone. All right, but we've got on our soul's journey here for you, we've got love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And when we talk about love, we talk about, yes, love is the highest vibration. Okay, love is also, can also be a challenging energy as well. And, self-love is one of the hardest things that we can actually embrace. All right. And it's really hard sometimes to love ourselves, but that's exactly what we need to do. All right. And we need to be happy, and we need to find a way to be content, okay, or to love ourselves, so that way when we have people, places, situations, things that are around us, they actually enhance our lives, right? And even if they were to be taken away, even if they go, we still have that core that is within ourselves, right? And that self-love there. It's like, okay, this is the situation, and wow, is this ever a big challenge right now? But you know what? I can do it, okay? And handle things in a different way than you might have before, right? So, self-love is a huge thing. But, again, this is spirit saying that this is one of the things that you need to embrace, that you need to work on, okay? And, to find the silver lining in everything, okay? Even if it's just a lesson, all right? And that's not the easiest thing to do always, of course, right? Especially when we've got some emotional attachments, okay? But, by trying to see the good in all things, trying to see a positive aspect or a solution, okay, to our challenges, it actually expands our consciousness, and it changes the way that we conduct ourselves in our life. So very powerful lesson, very powerful energy. So let's pull your energy and see what we've got for you. What energy do we have here for Virgo, please? Thank you. All right, so current energy that we've got here is comfort. Get out of your comfort zone, okay? Comfort, all right, what we are releasing, and we've got love. Wow, okay, talk about synchronistic. All right, love. Now you may have, I gotta say, you may have Leo in your chart, because Leo also had love as what they need to release, okay? So there may be some additional messages over there for you in the Leo reading. All right, how to release in a healthy way. We have illumination. What is the lesson learned by releasing is peace. And the outcome after doing all that is surrender. All right. So when we have the white ones, it's very spiritual energy right there at the back for us. Okay. So currently, you're not so bad off at the moment. Okay. You've got a certain level of comfort that's around you. All right. But the thing is, sometimes we get comfortable in a situation because it's familiar. All right, so even if you are kind of comfortable where you're sitting at right now, when we get this card and when we've got love, all right, it feels as though there's something behind the scenes. There's something underneath the surface, okay, that's going to come up and kind of like kick you out of your comfort zone a little bit. And that's not a bad thing, all right? You might be listening to this going, no, I don't want to leave my comfort zone. I'm quite comfortable here. I'm pretty happy. I've got my blanket. I've got, my couch. I've got, my cup of tea. And no, I don't want to make any harsh, sudden changes, all right? So some of you are very comfortable with yourselves and your situation at the moment. But, of course, if we're expanding our consciousness and we're, shining a light on something, okay, then that will all of a sudden make you a little bit uncomfortable, right? So Spirit never likes us to be 100% comfortable in our situation. Life is quite the journey, okay, and it's quite the unraveling of things sometimes, right? And there's always some challenge. There's always something to be learned, okay, because otherwise we get stagnant. And comfort can sometimes end up being a little bit stagnant, okay? So, but the energy you need to release is love. Okay, now, some of you are not loving yourself necessarily right now, okay? Or you have had some sort of situation that has caused you to be a little bit hard on yourself, okay? Because when we get the love card, it is about, finding the love that is around us, the love in all things, and that is within us as well, right? But when we need to release the love, okay, it's first of all, an indicator that some of you don't love yourselves, okay? You're not happy with yourselves. You're not content with yourself necessarily, unless there's other things that are around you, okay? And when we talk about self-love, if you take everything away, okay, think of yourself stranded on a desert island, all right? You know, you would still, I mean, that's quite the challenge. All right, I don't even know where that came from, but anyway, but if you were stranded on a desert island, you didn't have all the creature comforts. Let's assume that you have some food and you have some water through some sort of universal magic there, but you would still need to love yourself, okay? Because there's nothing else around, right? And when we live in self-love, okay, then we attract more of that to us. We attract that positive energy to us. So it feels like some of you there are a little bit hard on yourself, okay? You may not love yourself, all right? And Spirit wants you to release any negativity that you have around love, all right? And, you know, yes, even though love is the highest vibration of all, there can still be negative connotations around it, or negative, how do I want to say, ideals, if that's even the right word, ideals that are around love. Okay, so, you know, for those that don't necessarily love yourself first, Spirit wants you to let go of the notion that the way to find love is to take care of everyone else first and ignore yourself. Okay, and it's like, if I do all of this stuff for other people, then the love will come to me, or that will make them love me. All right, and that's, while that may be true to a certain degree, love begins, home is where the heart is. Okay, so begin with loving yourself first, and then you'll attract those right kinds of people. So it's kind of like it's a very deep message when we get this card in this position. So now for others, there may be some sort of a relationship from your past that you may need to energetically let go of. All right, you may be holding on to something. If you've had a recent relationship and you've broken up, and it feels like it's probably within the last few months, and you're still holding on to some sort of hope that you may be able to get back together, or what is this person doing, or you just can't get the person off of your mind. All right, Spirit wants you to release it. All right, now when Spirit wants you to release it, you know, that's not saying that, you know, some people have a temporary separation from their person to go out and find themselves and all of that. But, you know, never wait for anybody, okay? Because you have one life to live. And if someone's not going to give you their all, okay, then, you know, there's a lot of things that need to change if you welcome them back. But in the meantime, you know, you need to concentrate on yourself and making positive change in your life. And you may actually not necessarily welcome them back, okay? But Spirit does want you to let go. All right, whatever is meant to be will be, okay? Nothing will, if it's meant for you, it truly will never pass you by, right? And sometimes we hear that phrase of, you know, if you really love something, let it go. And if it comes back to you, then it's meant to be. And it's that kind of energy, but you do need to let it go, okay? Because there may be something else magical around for you, something better, okay? So, but this can also be something from long ago. This can be something from the past. This can be something related to how you were raised, okay? You know, how were your parents in love, right? Or was there any love there? Okay, you may have some concept or some ideals about love that, you know, that you are no longer valid for you, okay? And that you need to infuse some different energy. You need to make that positive change, right? Especially, you know, if you grew up in an environment where there wasn't any love, okay? And, you know, or, you know, you were raised in a certain way, and it just feels like whatever is attached to your heart there, okay, that is no longer serving you is what needs to go, okay? Now we have how to release in a healthy way, and we've got illumination. Shine a light on it, okay? Whatever is in the darkness, whatever is hidden, you need to shine a light on it, Okay, shine a light on it, bring it out in the open. Okay, it's not going to do you any good just hiding there in the shadows beyond your consciousness. Okay, shine a light. Okay, and you can release things in a very healthy way. Okay, again, bring it up to the surface, address it, reflect on it. Okay, whatever that is in your situation. Okay, reflect on it, and then let it go. Okay, because whatever it is, there's some emotional attachments to something. Okay, it can even be a career path, a job, anything. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It's something you had a deep emotional connection to, and it's no longer serving you. Okay, so you do need to bring it back up to the surface because it's holding you back. All right, shine a light on it, bring it up into the sunshine, and say, you no longer control me. Okay, and then you let it go. All right. Easier said than done, I know. Okay, but there are cord cutting meditations that you can do that really do help you. All right, and the thing is, what do you learn by letting things go is you find your peace, your inner peace, your balance, your harmony, spiritual peace, right? It's like a very uplifting kind of energy, right? And we've got this white dove. It's like something has been holding you back, something has been preventing you from moving forward, and whatever it is, it's no longer healthy for you. So by releasing it, you find that peace within you. You find the peace, the comfort that you need. All right, and what that brings you in is surrender, is that knowing that things are going to be okay. Surrender to the universe, surrender to surrender to the moon as well. Okay, but when you surrender, you find your peace. Okay, and it's like you learn how to release something. Okay, and that is your that is your outcome when you're releasing and when you're learning your lessons. Okay, and it's like, yeah, I give it up, and by giving something up, I actually find that peace. Okay, and it's like you've learned how to do it. But when you let go, okay, you open yourself up to a whole new world of possibilities, a whole new direction that your life can take, and a whole new facet of yourself. And white does tend to be a very spiritual color, right? It's the color of your crown chakra. Okay, spirit energy. All right, so very beautiful lesson. All right, so I'm going to pull some tarot and get a little bit more information here. So underneath comfort, we've got the Seven of Wands. Are you all that comfortable? Maybe, maybe not. All right, under love, we've got Four of Pentacles. Yep, there's that holding on too tight energy. All right, under illumination, we've got 10 of Pentacles. Underneath peace, we have 8 of Swords. Yes, releasing yourself, right? And underneath the surrender, we've got the Hierophant. There's your spiritual energy coming on in there, okay? So with the Seven of Wands and comfort, okay, the Seven of Wands is about overcoming your obstacles, but it's not an energy of movement. All right, and you see this guy, he's just standing there in one spot, and okay, he's fending off challengers, fending off challenges, anything that is threatening to obstruct his path. And he's standing his ground, standing up for himself and what he believes in, but there's no movement. Okay, it's like at a standstill, and that's kind of like being in your comfort zone, is that you're not actually moving. You're not moving forward, you're not moving backward, you're not making changes. It's a little bit of a stuck energy. And like I said earlier, when we get in our comfort zone, sure, we may be comfortable because it feels familiar, but that doesn't allow us any personal growth necessarily. Okay, and when we do have the Seven of Wands, this is it's a little bit of a challenge energy sometimes. Okay, it's like you are kind of at your personal best in here. Okay, and you do have the ability to stand up for yourself. All right, but it's almost like in this energy that you are fending off anything that is trying to come up. okay, into the light of day. All right, this illumination, this darkness energy, right? Something that's rising up from the dark and that you need to address, okay? And it just feels like there's something that you may have been avoiding, okay? Some sort of change, some sort of forward progress, right? And, you know, it's like you're standing up for yourself there, okay? And it's like, no, no, this is not what I want to do. But in the end, you know, there is something that needs to come up to the light of the day, okay? Because that needs to move you forward and not just has you stagnant and standing in one place. All right, under what you need to release, we've got love. Now, you might think the Four of Pentacles, well, that's a pretty stable energy. Sure. However, look how tight that person is holding on to what they've built. Okay, holding on to, you know, what they've learned, what they've earned. Okay, really, really holding on very tightly to something that needs to get let go. When we have the Four of Pentacles, it's known a little bit as the miser of the tarot sometimes, okay? But what this really is, especially when we're talking about energy here, is something needs to be released, because when you hold on too tight for something, you block the flow of energy, okay? Nothing else can come in. Nothing's coming out, nothing's coming in, okay? Look at this. Nothing's coming in and nothing's leaving either, right? Defending this door, okay? The door to what? The door to self, okay? The door to your past, the door to your future. Nothing is moving. Therefore, something needs to be released, okay? And when we release that, all right, when we release that, we illuminate it. We have the door is now open, okay? Look at the difference. Look at the difference between the two. Door closed, door open, all right? Stand still. Nothing's coming in and nothing's coming out. Okay, now we free up the energy and now we're free flowing. Okay, this is the path to the future, the path to happiness, the path to abundance, the path to everything. Okay, everything, that free flowing energy coming in, coming out. Okay, illuminating your path, illuminating your future. Okay, it's a very, very freeing energy. And what it allows you to do is find your stability, find your happiness, find your way forward, find your abundance, okay? The Ten of Pentacles is a very stable energy. It's the big one as well, okay? You know, it may be the path to your fortune, all right? If you're holding on to a job or a situation or a career that, yeah, at one point you may have loved it, you're kind of comfortable in it, all right? But it might be time to shake up that energy, all right? You might need to try a different company, a different city, a different position, okay? Something, all right? And you may be holding on out of fear. It's fear of change, maybe. Okay. You know, it's like, you know, especially with the pentacles coming out here, if you have a fear of losing your job, okay, or a fear of moving to a different city, maybe you think you can't find a new job, or changing positions even, it's like, well, I know there might be something better, but at the same time, I'm kind of comfortable where I am right now. I don't have a lot of a challenge. I'm kind of in a defense stance because I don't really want anything to change, all right, but there may be something on the horizon that if you're willing to make that change, you have the ability to make more money or find more happiness or a little bit more freedom, all right? So, you know, with this Four of Pentacles, I mean, she's really gripping onto those pentacles really tight, right? So once you release, then that energy flows, okay? And of course, what do you learn? How to free yourself. All right, the Eight of Swords, self-imposed restriction, feeling trapped, feeling stuck, okay, feeling as though there's no way forward, there's no way backwards, right? It's like, I'm afraid to make a move, okay? No movement, no movement, okay? Four of Pentacles, no movement, right? But what you learn through releasing, what you learn from going with the flow, from addressing things, okay, from making positive change, is how to free yourself, okay? How to free your mind. Release yourself from fear, find your peace. Free your mind from worry, from doubt, find your inner peace. Okay, find your way forward. And it's almost like it's an energy of taking back your power, because when we've got the Eight of Swords, it's being powerless. Okay, or not really being powerless, but feeling powerless. Okay, in your thoughts, your actions, your environment. All right, self-imposed restriction, because that's not really the reality. That might just be something that's built up in your mind. And you know, by taking action, okay, and releasing, now that energy flows, you find your peace and release yourself from restriction, all right? And when you live in the energy of surrender, okay, you're now a little bit more in the flow, okay, because you're having some faith, some trust in the universe here, okay? The Hierophant is Taurus energy, but it's an energy of higher learning, being connected with your higher self, all right? It's also one of a little bit of conformity, not really conformity, a little bit of commitment, okay? Commitment to values, okay? Um, it's like you come into alignment with your true core values and what you really believe in and what you believe of yourself as well, okay? It's like learning a bunch of lessons and gaining knowledge and enlightenment, all right, that allows you to work better with the flow and the harmony and the balance of the universe here, right? So we're no longer stagnant, we're no longer restricted, okay? And we're really living in that flow of energy and finding your inner peace, right? So, you know, certainly a big lesson to learn when we're, you know, when we're dealing with these kind of things, and especially with you guys with this moon, right? You're gonna feel this, you know, really quite strongly. Okay, so I mean, we all have free will. You don't actually have to do anything if you don't want to, all right? But you know, sometimes, you know, it's kind of like that, you know, it's the moon energy, right? Bring it to the surface. Sometimes you need to feel the fear and do it anyway, okay? And you know, because you know, if you I hate to say, but sometimes when we get stuck, okay, and when we're not moving forward, we're not making change, we're living in fear, all of those things, if we don't take steps to move forward on our own, that's when sometimes spirit sends us a tower moment, okay, to shake up our energy and to give us a spiritual proverbial kick in the butt, okay, to get ourselves going. It's much easier on us if we take control of ourselves, okay, rather than get some sort of surprise that really kind of shakes our world up. All right, so I'm going to leave that there for you guys, though, but I'm going to close out your reading with a Moonology card. So one last message, please, for Virgo. What else do we need to know? All right, there we go. Thank you very much. And we have balance, spirituality, and practicality, okay? Finding a balance is very, very important, okay? And, you know, I actually love this card. Well, for one, it's another full moon card, okay? But we do have the fish on here. Now, those fish actually represent Pisces. However, they are goldfish, okay? And I love the representation of goldfish. They may actually even be koi fish. It doesn't really matter. In some countries, goldfish or koi fish are very lucky. All right, and I love getting this card because to me it does represent some good luck on the horizon. However, this is additional message to balance areas of your life, spirituality, practicality. You can take a practical approach, okay, to everyday life while also embracing the spiritual aspects, okay? So, and spirit always wants us to be in balance and in harmony as well, right? So, you know, find a balance there, find some, you know, healthy way forward, all right? And, you know, really trying to, really trying to get you out of your comfort zone, okay? And you can be, I mean, the Four of Pentacles is an energy of being grounded and stable, okay? But it's not really balanced, right? Because I mean, you know, look, all of her weight, all of her energy is right at the top here. It looks like a big gust of wind might actually blow her over, okay? But on the outset, it looks like it's balanced, but it's really not, okay? Balance with your heart, body, mind, soul, your environment, all right? But there's lessons to be learned there. So, but this is, you know, practical approach, that is for sure. All right, so anyway, but spirit wants to always maintain your balance and harmony. So I'm going to leave that there, okay, because I can probably sit here and ramble for a while. But I hope there was some messages in here that resonated with you, gave you some wisdom, some insight, a way forward. If so, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.